Hi everyone, we're going to find the partial fraction decomposition. This one has repeated linear factors. I went ahead and factored my denominator out. I pulled out my x and then factored accordingly. And the way you want to set it up is you're going to want to put constants on top of, in the numerator, over your linear factors, so you can have proper rationals. So we get started. What we want to do first is clear the fractions by multiplying by your least common denominator, which is always right here. So you cross those out and you multiply by both sides of the equation. And on this side, the x crosses out, so you get a, and what's left is x minus 3 times x plus 1. And then for under the b, the x minus 3 cancels out, so you just have bx times x plus 1. And for the c, these cross out, so you get plus c times x minus 3. Alright, the first thing I want to do is let x equal 0. And I'm going to shorten this because I've done a lot of these now. So hopefully you've watched them. If I let x equal 0, what's going to happen is when I plug a 0 in here and a 0 here, it's going to knock these two out. So when I let x equal 0, I can find my a. So plug in that, and we're just going to deal with these two right here. So 7 times 0 plus 3 equals a times 0 minus 3 times 0 plus 1. So this is negative 3 times 1, and this goes away, so that's going to be 3 equals negative 3a. So therefore a equals negative 1. Alright, and we're going to keep doing the same thing. Now, for this one, I'm going to let x equal 3. When I let x equal 3, what's going to happen if I plug a 3 in here, and I plug a 3 in here, I'm going to get a 0 there and a 0 there. So that knocks out this, because that's just going to be 0. So I'm only going to deal with these two. So 7, just substitute 7 times 3 plus 3 equals b times 3 times 3 plus 1. So this is going to be 21 plus 3 is 24. This is 3 times 4 here, which is 12. So my b equals 2. And for the last one, I'm going to let x equal negative 1. If I put a negative 1 here and a negative 1 here, that's going to zero that out, which zeroes this whole thing out. So I'm only going to deal with my c and find my c. So we have 7 times negative 1 plus 3 equals c times negative 1 times negative 1 minus 3. So this is going to be negative 4. This is negative 1 times negative 4. So that's 4c. Therefore, c equals negative 1. Now we have everything. As you recall, our a was negative 1. Our b equals 2. And our c equals negative 1. Therefore, we have 7x plus 3 divided by x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x, and you just plug everything in. This was negative 1 divided by x plus my b, which is 2, divided by x minus 3 plus a negative 1, or you could just write minus 1, divided by x plus 1. And that's your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.